News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, new video released by the Murfreesboro Police Department after they shot a man during an attempted robbery.
And of course, for Black Friday, we are here at Tanger Outlets. We'll have all the updates on the big events.
And we're off to a very quiet start compared to yesterday morning, not really having to deal with any of that freezing fog, thankfully. Just a little bit of fog out there. I'll let you know who's seeing that and also when our next chance for rain arrives in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Brett, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. It's a Black Friday, November the 24th. I'm Justin McFarland. We have got continuing coverage of that Murfreesboro police officer who shot a man who they say was attempting to rob an armored truck and then a Jason's Deli there in Murfreesboro. And of course, that whole thing ended with the officer shooting the suspect. Now, investigators say that the robbery suspect is charged with holding two knives and ignoring police commands. You're going to see a little bit of it here. We are not going to show the moment when the officer pulled the trigger, but police say they had no choice but to shoot that 44-year-old suspect named Stephen James Murphy. Police ordered him to drop the knives. He wouldn't, and that's when they opened fire.
There's not a day that any of our officers put on their gun and badge and come to work and say, I'm going to shoot someone. That's not how it works. And our heart goes out to the family of this man who's deceased. Our heart also goes out to our officer who will have to deal with this.
The Murfreesboro Police Department say that Officer Adam Claiborne is a 5-year veteran of the department. He is the one who fired those shots. The department says he is on paid administrative leave pending an investigation. The TBI is now looking into it. Let's get to Brett Luna. Here is Black Friday. I know a lot of people are getting up, maybe starting to go out there and see if they can tackle some of those shopping malls. What can they expect?
Justin, a lot better morning this morning to do that than it was yesterday morning. We had thick fog across a lot of Middle Tennessee, even those freezing fog advisories up. But right now, mostly cloudy skies, but very quiet conditions. It is a quiet start to the morning out there on Broadway. 43 degrees, that's our current temperature right here in Nashville. And as far as any rain goes, we are not really seeing any of that right here. I'll zoom in, show you our current radar image. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, it is basically all dry, and I think that's how we're going to remain through the rest of the day as well. Not expecting much of a rain chance today, but rain is on the way, and I'll have that for you in just a second. Temperatures right now, 30s and 40s, 39 Gallatin, same for Murfreesboro, also down into Lewisburg. We're at 41 in Tullahoma, 36, a little bit cooler over there in Clarksville. A little bit of fog. This is going to be from about Smith County or so up on that diagonal line to Pickett County. Visibility in those spots, maybe less than a mile. If you're running into any of that, just take it a little bit more slowly, but no widespread fog like we were seeing yesterday. High temperatures are going to drop early next week. We're going to see those fall down to the mid and upper 40s Monday and Tuesday.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 403. Let's take a good look here at the Briley Parkway area. Briley Parkway at Opry Mills Drive. This is an area of town that is sure to be busy coming up in a few hours when Opry Mills does open up for all of the holiday shopping pleasures out there. And of course, we're live across the mid-state with several reports about this. But right now, traffic calm north, south, east, and west across the mid-state. We hope it stays that way here on this Black Friday. Speaking of which, this is the very first Black Friday for the newly opened Tanger Outlets, and people are already lining up to score some of the deals. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker live for us this morning. Kylie, what are you seeing out there so far?
Hey, so doors don't open until 6 a.m. We do have those exclusive doorbuster deals until noon, although the mall will stay open till later tonight. I did just drive around just a couple of minutes ago right before this live shot to kind of see what we were looking at this mall. I saw a lot of 50 to 60% off deals where it said 50% off everything at a lot of these stores. You know what some of these stores are: Banana Republic, Michael Kors, Ulta. There's so many different ones in here. I'm not seeing anybody standing outside yet. We did mention it is a little bit cold, so what a lot of people are doing right now, just from the loop that I just saw, they're sitting in their car. You know, it's only 4 a.m. opens in a couple hours. They're sitting in their car. I'm sure they'll get out once they start to see a line forming. But that's what they're doing right now. Probably have their heaters on. But this is just something to keep in mind. These hours for the next couple of days. Keep in mind those deals in a lot of these stores will stay the same, but the hours will change for tomorrow and Sunday. So we are looking at opening at 10 a.m. for the weekend. But again, doors don't open here until 6 a.m. So we are going to catch right back up with you guys in the next half hour. I'm assuming when we hit 5 a.m. we'll start to see a lot more people coming in, probably a dozen or so here right now. Security is patrolling. I haven't seen any police presence here. I am seeing the security carts that are, with Tanger outlets, but I'm not seeing any police. I know that they may be here maybe closer to the time that these doors open. We'll continue to update you guys throughout the morning and let you know what we're seeing here on the ground. But for now, live in Antioch, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Kylie, thank you so much. Well, another location getting ready to welcome in some of the shoppers today is the Opry Mills Mall. That's where we find Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey out there. We are taking a good look out there. You see a few people waiting to get inside a Bass Pro Shop. Now, they opened up at 5 o'clock this morning, so less than an hour to go before they open their doors. We're going to tell you exactly what happens when it does open, coming up here soon. Well, coming up, an escaped murder suspect has now been caught by police again. We'll tell you why he was not in jail and how he almost got halfway across the country. And the National Park Service is searching for the culprit in an East Tennessee wildfire, and it could have been lit intentionally. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning at 4:09. We do have an update this morning as authorities in Kentucky say that an escaped murderer is now back in custody. Now, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says that Samuel Baker was arrested in Butler County, Kansas yesterday. They say that Butler cut off his ankle monitor and left home with a gun on Wednesday morning. Butler was indicted for a murder back in April of 2021. He had been placed on home detention this past August. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says that Butler was taken into custody without incident, again, in Kansas. Across the state this morning, state leaders need your help as they are trying to find the people who they claim intentionally set a wildfire ablaze over in East Tennessee. Now, investigators say that the two fires were started on Monday in Blount County. Now, during a red flag warning and a park-wide fire ban is when this fire was started. The Rich Mountain fire was declared that afternoon. It is currently contained, thankfully. The Park Service says a white truck was seen at the Rich Mountain trailhead around Monday at 10 a.m. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the National Park Service. That number is, we'll get it for you, 888-653-0009.
And we're still dealing with drought conditions across a lot of Tennessee right now, and especially if you're south of Interstate 40. As far as any rain goes for us, not seeing any of that this morning. It is all dry here across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. There's our current radar image showing just dry conditions. Also not waking up to near as much fog. I'll show you that here in just a second too. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s, 39 Gallatin, McMinnville at 37, 41 Columbia, also over into Lawrenceburg, 42 the current temperature in Camden and Linden. So here we go on to the dog walking forecast. If you got any outdoor plans later on this afternoon, not going to be too bad. Partly cloudy skies. We will stay dry. Temperatures in the lower 50s by 10 o'clock, and then we're into the mid 50s at noon. By 2 and 4 o'clock, we're going to see those temperatures in the upper 50s and mid 50s, and then cooler air arrives for early next week. I'll have those details for you in just a minute.
All right, steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get out to the airport. This is going to be I-40 at Donaldson Pike out there, close to BNA. As you can see, traffic moving along without any issues out there this morning. Traditionally, Friday will be a very busy day at the airport, a day where we would see the traffic back up onto the interstate. But we are not expecting that today. It's Black Friday. A lot of people are in the middle of their visits, not taking off to go elsewhere. So we'll see exactly what the traffic brings us as we're live and local with you through 9. Well, coming up, Hamas hostages are set to be released over the next 4 days. We're going to tell you what world leaders think of this truce, and we're going to have more with our correspondent watching the whole thing. And a lawsuit can continue questioning whether Tesla exaggerated how well their autopilot really works. This is after one person loses their life in a crash. We'll be right back. Alert.
Now.
4:14 is the time. Live look there across downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Looks good on you, Nashville. It's Black Friday, of course. A lot of shopping malls going to be opening up. Some going to crack their doors open in about 45 minutes or so. Others are going to wait till 6 o'clock. We're going to have the very latest on all of that, plus your forecast for your weekend coming up in just a few moments. Well, as part of the landmark agreement between Israel and Hamas, the fighting between the two is on pause, at least for the next 4 days. This is because they are trying to get the hostages, dozens of them, free, and that includes some Palestinian prisoners. They're expected to be freed as well. John Lorick reports.
After nearly 7 weeks of strikes, devastation, and more than 14,000 fatalities in Gaza, the war between Israel and Hamas reaches a watershed moment.
This decision really reflects a very wide consensus among the Israeli public. We want to see our sons and daughters back, all of them, and we will continue to work tirelessly towards this goal.
A truce between the two sides went into effect Friday morning. The agreement also calls for the release of dozens of hostages.
The first Israeli faces that they will see will be the faces of IDF personnel who will let them know, hopefully, that they are safe and in safe hands and will facilitate almost immediate contact with family.
While some, including President Joe Biden, are keeping their fingers crossed for things to go smoothly, others are skeptical.
I'm watching for whether Hamas will again move the football. Keep in mind, Hamas is a terrorist organization. It does not negotiate in good faith.
On Thursday, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant told Israeli troops that he expects at least 2 additional months of fighting to resume after the truce ends.
Hamas is playing a game of psychological warfare against the people of Israel and the people of the United States as well. They're trying to distract Israel from its strategic mission of eliminating Hamas.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A knife attack in Dublin, Ireland has left 3 women and children very hurt. Now, the attack happened last night, and it also sparked violence as at least 100 people took to the streets in central Dublin, torching vehicles and attacking riot police. Over 400 Irish officers were deployed. Officials say that a man in his 50s is a person of interest, but did not reveal other details. Members of the public tried to disarm that man. The motive of the attack is still unknown. Well, there is a lawsuit concerning Tesla's autopilot program, and a judge has said it can now move forward. A judge says that a jury should be the one to decide if the electric automaker oversold the capabilities of the autopilot system. Now, at question is a deadly crash that killed a driver who engaged that autopilot, taking his hands off the wheel before slamming into a truck in Florida. Tesla sought to dismiss the suit, but again, a judge says not so. A jury will hear it. Let's talk about some holiday travel news for you this morning as airports and highways are bustling right here in the mid-state. And we want to know how this has affected you so far and how far some of you have been able to get out there and travel. Brent Luna is here with me right now to talk about some of this.
I've traveled no
Zero miles.
distance.
But people came to you.
That is true. My
and I have
family
the same
came in.
thing. I have family in from California and places like that. So people came in to us. So we wanted to know exactly how this is working for you so far. We asked, how long did it take for you to get to your Thanksgiving destination this year? 54% of you said, I didn't travel. So I'm good. Another 25% said less than an hour. 19% said more than an hour to get out there. So if you want to weigh in for yourself, you can do so over on the X page, formerly known as Twitter, at Fox Nashville. So Brent Luna's here again. Listen, whether you're traveling a far distance or didn't go anywhere, the weather has cooperated pretty much, not just here, but anywhere. Like there's no rain here, but there's no rain if you're driving to Atlanta or Indianapolis or Memphis or whatever.
Anywhere close to here, it's been great. You got to go way out to like the Rockies, you know.
The Rockies.
You got to go quite a ways. So here, down in the southeast especially, all good. So good news on that front. We woke up to a little bit of freezing fog yesterday. So we did have a little bit of that, but overall it didn't really cause many issues for us either. Here's the map right now. This is what our current fog situation looks like, and it actually just updated, and now it is not showing hardly anywhere in the viewing area, having to deal with even just a little bit of the regular old fog. So overall, off to a pretty good start for us here this morning, and want to switch it over to Future Track right now too. We have a rain chance on Sunday, but we still have to wait for that. So as far as any rain goes for us for the rest of today and tomorrow, not expecting any of that. We are going to be off to a dry start through the rest of this morning. We're going to keep it dry for tomorrow, and then finally on Sunday we'll bring in a slight chance for some showers. This is the noon picture. I think by noon some of these rain showers should be moving into our western areas. That is going to keep on sliding a little bit further to the east. By 8 o'clock I think we should be drying out a little bit better too. So overall, not expecting much rainfall with that. As far as the rainfall amounts go, I think we're going to have rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch for most areas. High temperatures early next week are going to drop down quite a bit. We'll see those down to the mid to upper 40s Monday and Tuesday.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a good look at what we're dealing with here. We just picked up this crash on I-40 at Fessler's Lane. It looks like one car has flipped over. Yeah, one car is on its side as you make your drive out there this morning at I-40 at Fessler's. So we are trying to get more details about what happened here. Authorities have not yet arrived to the scene. So this is going to be a significant crash. It's going to shut down 3 lanes of I-40 there this morning. Again, I-40 at Fessler's Lane. As you make your way into town, a car on its side. We are waiting for more authorities there to arrive, and we're going to let you know if anyone's hurt coming up right here on Fox 17 News this morning. Also coming up, 2 in-state rivals are facing off on Rocky Top tomorrow. We're going to tell you why this is a meaningful game for some of the Tennessee Vols players. Plus, an unusual early game for the Nashville Predators taking place this afternoon. We're going to tell you about the chances that the Predators can overcome the Blues. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. The Preds will have a hockey game, and it's going to take place on a Friday afternoon. The Preds are getting set for a Black Friday matchup against the St. Louis Blues. Now, the Preds are on the road, but they're also on a roll. They've got a 3-game winning streak going. They're 8-10 overall. Puck will drop at 2 p.m. Great time to get out there and cheer on the Preds. But again, I believe the Preds are on the road there in St. Louis for that game. Well, looking ahead for some college football, let's talk about TCU taking on Oklahoma. That game is at 11 a.m. right here on Fox 17. Then later on, we've got Oregon taking on Oregon State. Beavers and Ducks doing battle. That game is at 7:30. Then we've got a college football triple header tomorrow. We've got Ohio State taking on Michigan. That is the huge game. It's at 11 o'clock, 2 undefeated teams getting together there. Then we have Washington taking on Washington State. I believe they call this one the Apple Bowl, taking place at 2:30. Then Iowa State taking on Kansas State. Got a little cat versus bird going on there at 7 o'clock. Then on Sunday, we are home for the Tennessee Titans as they try to stop their losing streak. They're going to take on the Carolina Panthers. That game at Nissan Stadium starts at noon.
Today's shaping up to be a pretty nice day for us. We started out with that freezing fog potential yesterday morning. This morning, not seeing any of that. We are in the clear from any of that. 58 degrees, my forecast high temperature for today. If we hit that, that puts us right at average for this time of year. So overall, today just a very nice fall day. If you have any outdoor plans, should be a good day for those. We will stay dry. Temperatures are going to start to drop as we head on into the weekend. 54 degrees on a Sunday. That'll be the high. And then especially Monday Monday and Tuesday, we'll be down into the mid-40s Monday, upper 40s for us on a Tuesday, and then we're back to the mid-50s for Wednesday and Thursday. Typically, we are around the upper 50s this time of year. For tomorrow, not expecting any sort of rain chance, but we are expecting rain on Sunday, a 60% chance for some rain showers. Unfortunately, we really need the rain, and we're just not going to get a whole lot as this system moves through. I think rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch for most areas on a Sunday, and then beyond that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I think we are going to keep it dry. No really much of a rain chance for those days. Temperature outlook for December 1st through 7th, just showing a slightly better chance for above normal temperatures. I'll have more details for you on that 7-day forecast in just a bit.
All right, Brett, thank you so much. Let's talk about that steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to that crash on I-40 at Fessler's Lane. You can see police arriving now to a car that has flipped over onto its side, waiting for them to readjust the cameras so they can show it to you here. But I-40 at Fessler's is shut down to just one lane as a result of this crash. Again, we've already seen it. The car is on its side. We can see the fire department and ambulance has arrived there at that scene to try and see if they can administer any help at all because of this crash. This is going outbound. We've learned that in the last few minutes. So this is going to be as you make your way away from Nashville, going out towards the airport, towards I-24. Hopefully they can pan up so you can get a glimpse of that car on its side as we watch the officers put on their reflective vests there. It's going to be shut down for to one lane for the foreseeable future. I would say for at least the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. There's that car on the side of the, on its side rather, the wheels up. We anticipate this will be with us here for at least the next 20 to 30 minutes with lane closures. You can get out by using Hermitage Avenue there in downtown. Well, coming up, the TBI is searching for a Putnam County man. We're going to tell you how you can keep an eye out for him and why he might be headed out of state.
And also coming up, we're seeing a few more cars start to drive into the Tanger outlets. We'll have your Black Friday information after the break.
Getting help.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Happening right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, checking out some of those Black Friday deals. We were going to go out to the Tanger outlet and take a look out there as stores get ready to open their doors.
And it's a calm start for us this morning. Yesterday on these cameras, we were seeing quite a bit of fog. None of that for us this morning. I'll let you know when our next rain chance arrives here in just a bit.
And steer clear traffic, we're watching a crash here on I-40 at Fessler's Lane. A car on its side blocking 3 lanes of traffic. We're going to tell you about the best ways to steer clear coming up in the next few minutes. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland, just after 4:30 here on this Friday morning. Black Friday it is. We're going to begin with a message and an alert from the TBI. They are asking for your help to find this man back behind me. He is 77-year-old Ronnie Sapp. Now, they say Mr. Sapp was last seen in Monterey just yesterday. He may be driving a silver 2017 Ford F50 with a license plate number of 003BHNL. He might be going towards the Florida area. He was last seen wearing a green sweatshirt and jeans and green shoes. Now, Mr. Sapp has a medical condition that might make it difficult for him to get back home safely. If you have seen him, you're asked to call the TBI. That number is 1-800-TBI-FIND. It is one of the busiest days of the shopping season. It is Black Friday, and it's the very first one for the Tanger outlets out there in Antioch. Now, if you are waiting for people to line up at their doors for them to get in, it's not quite like that. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker is live for us this morning and tells us how people are staying warm while they wait.
Yeah, I think I just saw a couple of people drive in. You might have seen that on air as well. As you mentioned, it is cold out here. It's a little bit colder than our first live shot at 4 a.m. It's starting to cool down a bit. Now, I know a lot of people are, because of this, sitting in their car with their heater on. Cars are turned on. They're waiting in this parking lot. Probably, over a dozen people in here now. We saw a couple of employees walk into some of the stores. I remember working in retail for Black Friday, definitely an event. We do know that a lot of people are also concerned about crime, especially because of, in recent weeks, the theft that's gone on here. I know that a few security personnel are just circling the parking lot right now. We haven't seen much of a police presence. We do know they are enhancing that for the next couple of days. Not seeing them just yet. We still have about an hour and a half until the mall really opens. So those doorbuster deals happening from 6 a.m., these exclusive deals, till noon. But Black Friday deals will be happening all through the weekend. Mall will open at 10 a.m. both Saturday and Sunday, but these are just some things to keep in mind. The best deals will be 6 a.m. to noon. I'm sure we will start to see that line begin to form, especially as we get closer to the 6 a.m. hour. I see a couple of people to my left now and a few to my right, but we just want to update you guys in the next half hour to let you guys know if anything changes. For now, though, live in Antioch, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Kylie, thank you so much. Well, another great location for a little holiday shopping is over at Opry Mills Mall. That's where we find Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey. Now, while they're waiting in their cars over there at the Tanger outlets at Opry Mills, they're not waiting in their cars. No, they're outside. They're outside. A lot of them have on their heavy jackets, and long lines are forming. According to their website, they're opening up at 5 a.m. this morning. So there's still another 30 minutes and less than that to go. You can see where workers are starting to put some of their finishing touches on the store, standing guard over the door. And we'll see exactly what the big seller is this year. Again, that's at the Bass Pro Shop there at Opry Mills. They will open up their doors at 5 o'clock this morning. We'll continue to watch things for you.
And we're off to a calm start for any of y'all that are doing any of that Black Friday shopping early this morning, not having to deal with any sort of fog either. So that's some more good news. No rain really to worry about either. Here's a live look over Broadway for you early this morning. It is calm on Broadway, and that's just how our weather is for us right now too. 43 degrees here in Nashville. We're still going to have that cloud cover stick around with us through a lot of the day. I think we're going to stay partly cloudy, maybe even mostly cloudy for some areas. Radar loop from over the past 3 hours. Dry conditions in southern Kentucky. We are all dry here in Middle Tennessee as well, and not expecting really any rain to move in later on today either. Fog map just updated. Looks like we have started to bring just a little bit more fog up here into our northeastern areas. Visibility could run into a couple of spots with visibility less than about a mile or so. Temperatures right now 30s and 40s for most locations. We have some mid 30s out further to the east. Later on today, though, warming up pretty nicely. I think temperatures should be in the 50s throughout most of this afternoon. That's going to put us very close to normal for this time of year. And then we get cooler Monday and Tuesday. Highs dropping down to the mid and upper 40s.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Okay, let's get out to I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is where we're following a crash there that could have some injuries involved. You can see the car with the wheels in the air as the car has flipped onto its side. At this point, we're still awaiting to see if there was anyone seriously hurt with this crash. We can tell you that this is going to be I-40 as you make your way out of Nashville, we believe, and towards that the airport area there in downtown Nashville. We will continue to follow it, let you know exactly what we find. You can take Hermitage Avenue or Murfreesboro Pike as the best way to get out of downtown and move on to your destination. We'll continue to watch things for you here over the next few minutes. As you can see, it is causing a bit of a backup there, that backup now extending over into downtown. Well, 1,500 people in Nashville got their steps in early yesterday morning before that big Thanksgiving meal. The Music City Turkey Trot brought together some of the spunkiest runners, along with costumes and pets, and it was all for a great cause to nurture the next. Fox 17 News' David McClure has their story at Nissan Stadium.
It's a great morning. It's cold, but we're loving it. My whole family's in town from Florida and South Carolina, so we had to be here this morning.
I made sure I went to Saucony. I got me some glasses, Fleet Feet. I knew it was going to be cold, and I've been running for maybe 20 plus years, and I'm the vice captain for Black Men Run Nashville, so we run every Saturday, so we're ready for this kind of weather. A buddy of mine, he said, hey, I'm going to run a turkey trot, and I've run this a couple of times, and I just thought it's a great way to, knock off some calories, get some exercise in, and then I can eat what I want later on.
Thankful for family, thankful for my dog, Moonshine. He's running with us today. Thankful for life.
David McClure putting that together for us. Thank you so much. A lawsuit against the actor Jamie Foxx. We're going to break down what someone is accusing him of doing. And saying goodbye to a former First Lady. Rosalynn Carter died a few days ago. We're going to tell you more about the plans to honor the former First Lady.
This Fox 17.
4:40 is the time. Actor Jamie Foxx is now facing sexual assault and battery charges. Now, according to a brand new lawsuit, the woman identified as simply Jane Doe says that the actor groped her at a New York City restaurant back in 2015 and used force to touch her. Now, the complaint accuses Jamie Foxx of looking, quote, intoxicated at the time of this. She is seeking an unspecified amount of money. Meanwhile, President Biden, as well as Vice President Kamala Harris, plan to attend the memorial services for the former First Lady, Rosalynn Carter. This will happen next week. They'll be joined by their spouses on Tuesday down in Atlanta. Rosalynn Carter died on Sunday at the age of 96 years old. The services will happen on Monday. Her funeral will be on Wednesday. President Biden has ordered the flags to fly at half staff in her honor. Rosalynn Carter and the former President Jimmy Carter were married for 77 years. The 99-year-old Carter has been in hospice since February. Let's get to Brent Luna now. Look at your forecast if you're getting out the door on this Black Friday.
Yeah, and Justin, off to a little bit of a cool start, but it could be a whole lot worse. So overall, not terrible conditions for you this morning. Not having to deal with any of that fog that we had yesterday either. Also, this is a current look at our radar. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, it is all dry. So no rain that we're seeing across Middle Tennessee either. Temperatures right now, mid-30s, some areas in the lower 40s. 43, we're one of the warmer spots here in Nashville. 43 right here. We do have some mid-30s out further to the east. 36 in Crossville, 37 around that area as well. So as we go through the rest of today here in Nashville, overall not too bad. A very fall-like day for us. Mid-50s for us to start out the afternoon. Lower 50s by the time we're wrapping up the afternoon. Partly cloudy and dry today. And then as we head on into the weekend, overall shaping up to be a pretty nice one. Saturday, 57, 54 on Sunday. We also bring in a better chance for some showers by Sunday.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look here at what we're dealing with on I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is in the heart of downtown Nashville as you make your way out of town. We've got a crash there. You can see the car on its wheels. On its wheels there. And now they've got it up on its side. Okay, so they've made a maneuver, quick work by the Nashville Tow Company to get the car back up onto its wheels there as you make that drive there across the East Nashville area out of downtown. The best way to steer clear of this is taking Hermitage Avenue there in the heart of downtown. Take that out, hook up with Fessler's Lane, then you can get back on the interstate from there. We'll continue to watch the scene. They should be with us a little while longer, but now they've got it up on its wheels. They should be able to maneuver away from this pretty fast. Well, the holidays are underway right now. We're going to take a look at the travel predictions for the rest of this holiday season. And some medications could be putting your heart at risk. We're going to tell you what a brand new study has to say about commonly used ADHD medication.
Watch Fox 17 News at
4:45 is the time. AAA says more than 55 million Americans are expected to travel during this long holiday weekend. Airport conditions and gas prices have improved, but there still are several factors that could disrupt your plans. Our national correspondent, Altra Al-Nashar, takes a look at what's in store for the rest of the holidays.
This holiday season will be one of high demand and high prices. Almost half of Americans are expected to travel between Thanksgiving and mid-January, and in ways that resemble life before the pandemic.
That's up from about 31% last year. So certainly feels like pre-COVID travel patterns.
One difference is the impact remote work has on the ability to travel, allowing for longer trips if you're able to spend a couple of days on your laptop.
That's an interesting trend that I think will continue to persist as long as employers give the flexibility to their employees to work remotely.
The cost to travel is still much higher than it was a few years ago. While the overall inflation rate has gone down, average domestic airfare has not.
According to the Department of Transportation, during the holidays in 2019, the average domestic ticket flying out of Chicago was $346, out of Atlanta, $368, Los Angeles, $372, and New York City's JFK, $428. Now, the department's latest data shows average prices have gone up between $30 to $50 in each city except New York. If you're driving to your destination, the national average gas price Wednesday was $3.28, according to AAA. Down 35 cents from last year, but up 69 cents from November 2019. Fingers crossed there won't be a repeat of last year when severe winter weather the week of Christmas caused airlines to cancel thousands of flights. Southwest in particular struggled to get back up and running.
Delayed, and then they were like, your flight's at 1:30 on Christmas Day. And we're like, okay, we'll stay. Then at 10 o'clock, they're like, sorry, canceled.
The airline was chastised by the Biden administration and members of Congress. Since then, Southwest says it's made operational improvements to avoid future disruptions. Airline executives, flyers, drivers, all hoping for a holiday season that's easier on their patients and their wallets. In Washington, I'm Atra Al-Nashar reporting.
People in Iceland can now breathe a little bit easier now that authorities have downgraded the emergency level there in southwest Iceland, and there has been a lot of concerns about a potential volcanic eruption. Now, earlier this month, some of the people in a nearby town were evacuated when authorities declared a state of emergency because of that volcano. The region was shaken by hundreds of small earthquakes every day for more than 2 weeks now. Scientists have detected a buildup of the lava about 3 miles underground. They say the likelihood of a sudden eruption has been decreasing every single day. Look at that ground cracking. You can hear it. However, there is still some ongoing activity, and the situation continues to be monitored. Brett, I don't know how much, listen, we don't have volcanoes here in Middle Tennessee, thankfully. However, when you see pictures like that, you go, wow, okay, so the earth broke apart and you can hear the snap, crackle, and pop of that lava underneath. That's
smoke
really
coming
amazing.
out of the cracks. I know.
That's really amazing, sir.
Like you said, though, I'm glad we don't have to deal with that here. That is something I do not want to have to deal with. Well, hey, we had to deal with a little bit of that patchy fog yesterday, and it was dense in some areas, even the concern for a little bit of freezing fog yesterday, too. This morning, totally different. We do have a little bit of fog. I'll show you where in a little bit. But right now, it is a calm start for us here in Middle Tennessee overall, Southern Kentucky, too. Live look over Broadway, very calm on Broadway. So is our weather. We're at 43 right now in Nashville. So overall, not terrible. It is a little chilly out there, but not as bad as it could be for this time of year. As far as any rain goes, radar not picking up on really anything. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee. This is a radar loop from over the past 3 hours showing all dry conditions for us right here. So no rain that we're going to have to worry about for the rest of today either. Temperatures right now in the 30s and 40s, 43 in Nashville, 39 in Murfreesboro, a little bit cooler down in McMinnville into the upper 30s. Here's that fog that I was talking about. This is going to be from about DeKalb County on up that diagonal line up into Pickett County. Visibility, you could run into a few pockets of less than a mile of visibility or so, but overall, not near as bad as what we had yesterday. The next rain chance doesn't arrive until Sunday, and any rain that we see then, very light, less than 1/10 of an inch or so. That'll be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Monday and Tuesday, highs will be in the mid to upper 40s.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to it at I-40 at Fesser's Lane. This is a truck that at one point was on its side. They are out there trying to clear it up right now. Looks like they've got 2 lanes open instead of 1 out there because of this crash, but the backup is still affecting you as you make your way in from the downtown area this morning. Let's show it to you here. This is I-24 at I-440 as you head out of downtown Nashville. There's forcing everybody to squeeze over through those right 2-hand lanes, or those 2 right-hand lanes, I should say, as you make that drive out of town. We'll continue to keep you up to date. The best way to steer clear, though, right now, you can use Hermitage Avenue to get out of downtown. Murfreesboro Road, also another way to get out of downtown if you do not want to sit in some of the minor backup. Well, a brand new study has now found that the long-term use of some ADHD medicine can raise the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, researchers in Sweden have followed the medical records of thousands of individuals with that disorder for a number of years. They found overall the heart disease risk was 23% higher for people who use ADHD medication for more than 5 years compared to those who did not. Doctors commonly prescribe stimulants to treat ADHD, which is known to elevate blood pressure, making the heart work a little harder. Possible good news for drivers filling up at the pump over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Gas prices could be dropping even lower. That is following the plunge in oil prices on Wednesday after a scheduled meeting of the biggest oil producers was delayed. Now, OPEC, that as a group, said they are postponing their meeting until November the 30th. Right now, U.S. drivers are paying on average around $3.28 for a gallon of gas. That's according to AAA. Here in Middle Tennessee, you can find it well below $3 for regular unleaded. An amazing rescue caught on camera. We're going to tell you how a crane operator, out of all people, was able to step in and help when a high-rise caught fire in England. And a popular polar bear gets into the holiday mood. We're going to tell you how we are watching some celebrate the Thanksgiving spirit. We'll be right back.
Fox 17 News.
4:55 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look there at Bridgestone Arena, home of your Nashville Predators, who of course are on the road today as the Preds are in St. Louis to take on the Blues. That game is coming up here this afternoon. All things will be quiet at Bridgestone Arena for the next few days. The next big event happening there is the Preds hosting the Winnipeg Jets. That game's coming up here on the 26th. And then Monday Night Raw coming in on Monday night, the 27th.
Overall, today's shaping up to be a pretty good Black Friday for you, too. Not going to have to deal with any sort of bad weather here across Middle Tennessee or Southern Kentucky. In fact, a very normal fall-like day for us. 58 degrees, the forecast high today. Our average high temperature this time of year, that is also 58. So very average for today. Temperatures are going to start to drop, though, as we head on into early next week. We'll be down to the mid-40s Monday, upper 40s for us on Tuesday, a high of 48. Wednesday and Thursday, we start to go back up a little bit, up into the mid-50s, but still nearly every single day we're going to have temperatures below normal for at least the next 7 days. Then I think we might start to warm up a little bit better later on the following week. As far as any rain chance goes, none of that today. We really need the rain here in Middle Tennessee. Sunday, we get a 60% chance for some showers, so a good chance for at least a little bit of rain. It's just not going to be a whole lot of it. I think we're expecting less than 1/10 of an inch for most areas on a Sunday, and then beyond that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into Thursday, we're looking at dry conditions.
Steer clear traffic. We continue to follow that crash happening on I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is over just east of downtown as you make your way out towards the airport, out towards the 4024 junction. There is some minor backup building up because of this crash that at one point there was a truck on its side. Now they've been able to get it up on to its wheels again. They're about to tow it away, it would seem. So good news for those of you out there and about trying to get out of the downtown area. Let me show you what that backup looks like there. Again, minor. On another day and a more normal day, this would be a huge backup that would have traffic all the way through downtown Nashville. But right now, we're okay. You can always try to take Murfreesboro Pike, Lafayette, that turns into Murfreesboro, or, of course, Hermitage Avenue to get out of town as well. Well, a crane operator in the United Kingdom went above and beyond the call of duty when he was able to rescue a man from a burning high-rise. Take a look at this video here. The dramatic scene captured in the town of Reading, England. Dramatic video there showing how one man, you see him right there, getting into the cage of a crane on the roof of that building, and then able to get away after that. The building was under construction when that fire broke out. You can hear the people shouting from the ground. The crane operator himself described the situation as a close call because of windy conditions. A second man was also lifted from the building by the crane as well. Both men were taken to the hospital for treatment. Just wow. Well, a polar bear in Minnesota is celebrating Thanksgiving with some brand new toys. The bear named Kulu played with pumpkins on Wednesday at the zoo there in Minneapolis. Look at that. Wow. The bear certainly took the pumpkins for a splash there. Kulu was born almost 4 years ago on Thanksgiving in 2019. Thanksgiving that year was on November the 28th, which means Kulu is celebrating his 4th birthday just around the corner and having a lot of fun while doing it. A lot of energy for those 4-year-olds, you know. Well, the CEO of Peloton is apologizing to members after a Guinness World Record attempt failed because of technical issues. On social media, Barry McCarthy says that more than 37,000 people took part in the Turkey Burn ride yesterday. But he says many more couldn't access the event because too many people participated for Peloton's capability to handle. Now, the Pelo Buddy says that the company was trying to set the record for the largest live cycling and running classes. The unaffiliated website reports that Peloton might have hit the goals despite those issues, but that has not been confirmed. We're going to pedal towards our 5 o'clock hour right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, we've got brand new video from the Murfreesboro Police Department showing the moments they say they were forced to shoot a man.
And we're at Tanger Outlets with all your Black Friday updates. Those details shortly.
And good weather to get out this morning if you want to do any of that shopping. It is a little bit chilly though, but fortunately that's about all we have to worry about. I'll show you when our next chance for rain arrives in just a bit.
All right, Brett, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland, just after 5 a.m. on this Black Friday. Here are the top 3 things you need to know here on this Black Friday. We're going to begin in the Middle East. A truce between Israel and Hamas began today and is expected to last at least the next 4 days. This is as dozens of hostages are expected to be freed from Hamas. That's in return for Israel to agree to release 100 Palestinian prisoners and let more humanitarian aid get into Gaza. The hostages will be gradually released over the next 4 days. We're going to dive deeper into that a little bit later in the hour. Let's take you to Dublin. That is where a knife attack in Dublin, Ireland has left 3 children and a woman hurt. Now, the attack happened last night and it sparked lots of violence in the city as 100 people took to the streets in central Dublin, torching vehicles and attacking riot police. Officials say that the stabber in this case is a man in his 50s. He's a person of interest at the very least. The motive for the attack is still unknown. And the FBI has ended its investigation into a car crash. You watch that spot shadow there at the international checkpoint of Niagara Falls. Now, 2 people were killed. The nature of the wreck and the location raised a lot of concerns about whether or not this might have been a terrorist attack, but investigators have determined that is not the case. Niagara Falls police are still investigating the crash that left 2 people dead as a result of that collision and explosion. All right, let's take it to Murfreesboro. We've got continuing coverage this morning as police are releasing the body camera video from an attempted robbery of an armored truck and a local deli that ended with officers being forced to shoot the suspect. Now, take a look here. We're not going to show you the moment that the gun was fired, but the moment leading up to it here. You'll be able to see that, according to investigators, that robbery suspect charged at the officer holding 2 knives. You can hear the commands being given there by the officers as the man comes at them with the 2 knives. The officers say they had no other choice but to shoot 44-year-old James Murphy, who died at the scene.
There's not a day that any of our officers put on their gun and badge and come to work and say, I'm going to shoot someone. That's not how it works. And our heart goes out to the family of this man who's deceased. Our heart also goes out to our officer who will have to deal with this.
Murfreesboro police say that that officer is Adam Claiborne. He's a 5-year veteran of the department. He is now on routine paid administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation. The TBI is now investigating the shooting. The findings will be handed over to the district attorney's office. 5:04. Let's get over to Brent Luna. A look at your forecast.
Justin, a nice, calm and quiet start for us here across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky early this morning. We're really not going to have any sort of active weather to worry about for the rest of today. Should be a pretty good day for us. There's your live look over Broadway. A little bit chilly, and that's about all we have going on. 44 degrees, but that's still not near as bad as it could be for this time of year. Here's your radar loop from over the past 3 hours. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, all dry conditions for us, and that's exactly how we're going to stay as we go through the rest of today. As far as the fog goes, yesterday it was really thick. This morning, not really having to deal with a whole lot of it from about Smith County on upwards into Pickett County, seeing a couple of pockets with visibility less than about a mile or so, but overall not near as bad as what we had yesterday. Current temperatures, those are in the 30s and 40s. Your 7-day forecast not looking too bad, but it is going to be cooler than normal. Highs Monday and Tuesday down to the mid and upper 40s.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 5:05. Let's take a look here at I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is where we were following that overturned vehicle a short time ago. Looks like authorities have gotten it all cleaned up and moved out of the way, so no more problems as you get out there on the roads this morning. No more delays either coming in or out of downtown Nashville. Great news if you need to get on the road this morning. Please, as well, keep in mind a lot of people visiting from out of town, so please watch out for some of the people out there who may have those out-of-town plates. It is the very first Black Friday for the brand new Tanger outlet, and people are starting to arrive to score some of those deals. Let's get out to Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker live from the scene. Kylie, what are you seeing out there so far?
Hey, Justin, we have got way busier in the last 30 minutes. People, I mentioned earlier in the show, they were kind of sitting in their car with their heaters on. That's still happening, but now people are really starting to line up at the doors. We're seeing that at several different stores. I'm joined here with the marketing director of Tanger Outlets. This is Mackenzie. Now, Mackenzie, I was driving by myself, kind of looking around, and we saw a lot of 50 to 60% off deals at some of these stores. Tell us what's going on here today.
Yeah, I mean, all of our 60 plus retailers they've rolled out the red carpet for our shoppers today. It's fantastic. We've got, brands you know and love like Adidas that has up to 50% off. Nike's up to 60% off. Vera Bradley is up to 70% off this weekend, which is fantastic. And then we have new to market brands like Somersault, which is also offering pieces at 50% off. Our local retailers, Run It Back, Holly Ray, they're offering some great deals as well. So really anything for anybody this weekend to be able to come out and buy gifts for yourself or start your Christmas shopping off right.
Yeah, and then I also know we don't have too much more time, but it's also very beautifully decorated here. Usually Thanksgiving means kind of the start to Christmas. Yeah. Really, we start counting it down. I know that you guys here at the Tanger Outlets are also kind of celebrating that as well. So you'll have Christmas carolers tomorrow, and then you also have this tree. It's kind of like a light show. Talk about both of those.
Yeah, so this is our 48-foot tall Christmas tree, or holiday tree that we have this year. We love it. It's fantastic. It will play this fun light show. We actually have it set at night, really, so from 4 p.m. on, but we have it playing this morning right now since we're here so early. But yeah, this tree will be lit every day, so come out, take pictures next to it. We've got some Christmas trees located throughout the rest of our property as well, so we're really just trying to bring in the festive holiday spirit for all of our shoppers to start the season off right, and and our retail partners, they're staff too, so everybody's in a great mood, and we're just ready to kick off the holiday season. So.
And you're open this weekend as well?
We are, yeah. We're open today until 9 p.m. We start at 6, and then tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow we're 10 to 9, Sunday 10 to 7. And a lot of our retailers will have their deals going throughout the rest of the weekend. So if you can't make it out this morning or even this afternoon, definitely come, tomorrow or Sunday, because most of those deals will be throughout the weekend.
And those exclusive doorbuster deals, those will be happening from 6 a.m. to noon today. So if you want to get those exclusive deals, that's when you're going to have to head out here. As you mentioned, still a lot of deals through the weekend, though. We are going to catch up with you guys in the next half hour and also show you guys what some of these stores are looking like. But for now, live in Antioch, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Kylie, thank you so much. Well, coming up, an escaped murder suspect has now been caught by police again. We're going to tell you why he was not in jail and how he almost got away halfway across the country.
Get severe weather.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We do have an update to tell you about as authorities in Kentucky say that an escaped murder suspect is now back in custody. Now, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says that Samuel Baker was arrested in Butler County, Kansas. This happened yesterday. They say Butler had cut off his ankle monitor and had left home with a gun on Wednesday morning. Baker was indicted for a murder back in April of 2021. He had been placed on home detention this past August. Now, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says that Butler was taken into custody without incident. Let's talk to Brett. Look at your forecast here on this Black Friday, and Brett's got to look at the radar.
Yeah, Justin, and radar is calm and quiet for us this morning. We are not seeing any rain. We really do need the rain, though. We're still dealing with pretty bad drought conditions across most of Tennessee, and we're just not going to get any of it today and tomorrow and Sunday. We might get a little bit, but not much. That's the current radar, though. All dry here in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. Current temperatures, they're in the 30s and 40s. We're at 44 in Nashville, leading the pack, so we're the warmest right here. 37, Lebanon, McMinnville, Crossville, 41 in Tullahoma, 35 up in Cookeville, so a little bit cooler up that direction. If you have any plans, though, later on today, it should be a fantastic day for you. Partly cloudy skies, no rain, and our temperatures are going to be right at normal for this time of year. Our average high is 58. I think that's how we're going to warm up later on this afternoon. By noon, we're at 56, 58 degrees at 2 o'clock, and then by 4, we're at 55. Dry Saturday, a chance for some showers on Sunday.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get out to the traffic this morning happening at I-65 at Trinity Lane. You can see out there how the traffic is moving wide open and clean out there this morning. No big problems anywhere. We had an earlier crash on I-40 at Fesslers. They have since gotten that car back onto its wheels and taken it away, so no more issues out there. We'll continue to watch things for you, let you know exactly what pops up next with Steer Clear traffic. Well, coming up, Hamas hostages are set to be released over the next 4 days. We're going to tell you what some of the world leaders think about the truce and a lot more from our correspondents there in the field. Plus, a lawsuit will continue, and it's questioning whether or not Tesla exaggerated how well their autopilot really works. Unfortunately, this is after a fatal crash. We'll be right back.
This year at High Five Live.
5:15 is the time. Live look there inside of the Bass Pro Shops at Opry Mills. Now listen, every single year we come over here to the Bass Pro Shop and they have a run on something. I think last year was the fleece and flannels. The year before that, it may have been the hats. This year, I'm not sure what, but one thing's for sure, by the end of our 8 o'clock hour, last year at least, those bins right there were completely empty. Just saw the guy walk by with, I don't know how much, he was carrying a lot of different things. We're gonna try to talk to some folks out there and see what the hot items are. That's coming up here in a few minutes. It's Black Friday, it's in full swings. All right, part of the landmark agreement between Israel and Hamas is the fighting between the two is on pause, at least for the next 4 days. That is because they're trying to free dozens of hostages, including some Palestinian prisoners who are also expected to be freed in exchange for those hostages. John Lorick reports.
After nearly 7 weeks of strikes, devastation, and more than 14,000 fatalities in Gaza, the war between Israel and Hamas reaches a watershed moment.
This decision really reflects a very wide consensus among the Israeli public. We want to see our sons and daughters back, all of them, and we will continue to work tirelessly towards this goal.
A truce between the two sides went into effect Friday morning. The agreement also calls for the release of dozens of hostages.
The first Israeli faces that they will see will be the faces of IDF personnel who will let them know, hopefully, that they are safe and in safe hands and will facilitate almost immediate contact with family.
While some, including President Joe Biden, are keeping their fingers crossed for things to go smoothly, others are skeptical.
I'm watching for whether Hamas will again move the football. Keep in mind, Hamas is a terrorist organization. It does not negotiate in good faith.
On Thursday, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant told Israeli troops that he expects at least 2 additional months of fighting to resume after the truce ends.
Hamas is playing a game of psychological warfare against the people of Israel and the people of the United States as well. They're trying to distract Israel from its strategic mission of eliminating Hamas.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
5:18 is the time this morning, and holiday travel at the airports are always very busy. Airports and on the highways, everything's busy out there. So we want to know, how has this affected you so far with your holiday travel? Brett Luna is here as well. Now, we both had family coming into town.
That's right. I did not leave, which
You
is
did not
kind of
leave.
nice.
All right.
They
Did
came here.
Your folks have any problems getting here?
No, they came in from Mississippi, and they were all good on the interstate.
You said that like a true Mississippian, by the way. They came in from Mississippi. How long did it take you to get to your Thanksgiving destination? Well, if you came over from Mississippi, it took you more than an hour. Outside of that, though, maybe under an hour. So we're asking you, how long did it take you? 54% of you say they didn't travel at all. Another 24% said less than an hour. And for those of you coming over where Brent's family is from, then, yeah, it took you more than an hour. I had family coming in from California. It took them more than an hour to get here. Yeah, just a little bit longer than that. So this poll is active right now. If you want to go over to our X page, twitter.com, still get you there. You can find our handle at Fox Nashville. We'll be checking in throughout the morning. So if you did have to drive, how is the weather out there? That is the big question.
You know, honestly, no issues. We are all good. Yesterday morning, when me and you were driving into work, it was so foggy. We had the freezing fog advisories. None of that this morning, though. Maybe just a little bit of fog up northeast, I'll show you. But overall, no issues for us. Here's your live look over Broadway. Really calm and quiet. To start out this morning here in Nashville, a calm start to Broadway, and honestly the temperatures, we're at 44, so it is cold, and it's not near as cold as it could be for this time of year. As far as the radar goes, radar dry southern Kentucky, middle Tennessee, no rainforest right now, no rainforest for the rest of the day either. Current visibility issues, not really a whole lot of it, just a little bit right up here in our far northeastern areas around Smith County up into Pickett County. Might run into a spot with visibility less than a mile or so, but overall no issues this morning. 30s and 40s, those are our current temperatures. A little bit chilly the further east you go, with temperatures in the mid-30s. We're not expecting any rain chance for the rest of today. We're going to stay dry as we head on into Saturday too, and then by Sunday we will start to increase our rain chance a little bit early in the afternoon. Could see some showers move through. That'll keep on sliding through as we head through the rest of the day, but rainfall amounts are expected to stay very light, less than 1/10 of an inch for most all of us here in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. Heading on into next week, Monday and Tuesday, highs only at the mid to upper 40s.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out and about. Let's go to I-40 at Donaldson Pike. I was just looking over some of the things happening at Nashville International Airport on their website. It would seem that a lot of the flights are on time here this morning. They also have less flights than they did the same time yesterday. So good news if you've got a flight this morning trying to head out or head back or whatever you might be doing. Things are okay as far as getting to the airport on the roads. We'll continue to follow things for you, let you know what else we find. A lawsuit concerning Tesla's autopilot claims can now move forward. A judge says that a jury should decide if the electric automaker oversold the capabilities of the system. At question is a deadly crash that killed a driver who engaged autopilot, taking his hands off the wheel before slamming into a truck. This whole thing happened in Florida. Now, Tesla looked to dismiss this lawsuit, but the judge decided it can move forward. Well, coming up, a train derailment in Kentucky meant several small towns had to evacuate away from the dangerous gas. We've got an update as people try and return to their homes.
Titans Panthers.
Well, residents in central Kentucky can now return to their homes after being forced to evacuate following a train derailment that released hazardous toxins into the air. Our correspondent Jen Sullivan has an update on the situation and what's being done to clean up the mess.
A dangerous derailment in central Kentucky. At least 16 freight cars coming off the tracks. 2 of them were carrying molten sulfur, according to a statement from the train's operator, CSX. The crash sparking a fire. When mixed with flames, molten sulfur releases sulfur dioxide, a hazardous gas that's created the haze you see here.
Our concerns are with the public.
This happened north of Livingston, a small city about an hour south of Lexington on Wednesday afternoon. Instead of celebrating Thanksgiving as planned at home, many residents temporarily fled to arrange shelters.
We understand it's Thanksgiving. We understand it's difficult for anybody to leave their home, but their safety is our top priority.
According to the Environmental Protection Agency, short-term exposure to sulfur dioxide can cause respiratory issues, difficulty breathing, and be particularly harmful to children and people with asthma. The situation prompted Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear to declare a state of emergency, and mandatory evacuations were put into place. But it's still unclear what exactly caused this to happen.
Everything is still under investigation.
As of Thursday evening, the flames were finally put out, and residents were given the all clear to return home. CSX said in a statement that specialized equipment is still monitoring the air quality in that area. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
And the weather here across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky going to be really nice today. Just a very fall-like day for us. Temperatures right at normal for this time of year. I think we hit 58 this afternoon, and that's going to put us right around average. The average is 58. So overall, just a nice day. No weather concerns that we're going to have to worry about through the rest of today. Then by Sunday, temperatures down to the mid-50s. We will start to bring in a rain chance Sunday. Not much of one, though. 46, our high temperature on Monday. That's going to be one of our coolest days. 48 on Tuesday, not a whole lot warmer. Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to keep it in the mid-50s. So going back close to normal, but the next 7 days, we're either going to be right at or even below normal. No rain for us today, no rain tomorrow either. A 60% chance for showers on Sunday. The only thing is that's going to be very light rain. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall expected for most locations, so not much that we're going to get. Monday through Thursday, though, we're back to the dry conditions.
Let's take a good look here.
And here we go. This is I-40. We're looking at Donaldson Pike right here, and it is calm. Justin's going to be back with you here in just a minute, and he's going to have all your traffic details to get you going.
And coming up, the lines are starting to form at the Tanger outlets in Antioch for Black Friday. We're going to talk to some of those shoppers.
Shop the Electronic Express. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, shoppers are lining up for some of the Black Friday deals. We'll head out to Tanger outlets as they've got about 30 minutes before the stores open up.
And it is still dark this morning, but not seeing any sort of fog on these cameras like we were yesterday. A good, calm, and quiet start for us. I'll show you what the rest of the day is looking like coming up.
And dark is right. Take a look here. This is Vietnam Veterans Boulevard out there near Gallatin Road. Smooth start as you make your way in from Sumner County. We've got to look at some of the other areas of town coming up in a few. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. Congratulations. You made it to Black Friday. A lot of shoppers are out and about. I'm Justin McFarland. Now, this is the very first Black Friday for the brand new Tanger outlet, as people are lining up there in Antioch to try and score some of the big deals. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker's been talking to some of the store officials out there, and I'm sure now some of the shoppers who are lining up to get in for some of these stores.
Yeah, right now we're at Run It Back, and this is probably the longest line that we're seeing at Tanger outlets as of right now. I am joined here, though, with Braxton. You got here. Tell me, you said 3 a.m. That's crazy. How'd you get out of bed this morning? Why'd you get up so early? It's cold. Talk about that. And also, I know you were waiting in your car for a little as well.
So the reason why I got up is because I want some more shoes, because I love shoes. I got here around 3. I sat in my car, well, her car, and then I waited until I got here, and I came out, and now I'm trying to get some shoes.
Yeah, you're second in line. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good.
And what is this store? Talk about that and what you're planning on getting today.
So this is Run It Back. It's in the Nashville, and I'm planning on getting those shoes right there. Wait, the Lost and Found Jordan ones, those right there. They're going for like $200, and they have them for $200. So
awesome. How long have you wanted these shoes?
A pretty good bit, like about a couple months now.
And also, we want to ask you, you're here with your mom. She brought a chair. Are you happy? Are you thankful that she brought you here today?
Yeah, I'm very thankful for that, because if I did not have this chair, I would not be okay right now.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. I hope you get what you want. We're going to join with you guys in the next half hour. That's when these stores will open. We're looking at 6 a.m. doorbusters all the way until noon. But those holiday deals, those Black Friday deals, will be happening through the weekend as well. For now, live in Antioch, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, good luck to that young man there trying to get those $200 pair of shoes and Run It Back there in Antioch. Another location getting ready to welcome in the shoppers, and they're not getting ready, they're doing it. It's Opry Mills Mall. They've been open up for around 30 minutes now. That's where we find our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey, who's there, who is looking in on some of the shopping that's happening out there. Bass Pro Shop is where he's located. It's been opened up for around 30 minutes now. You can see people going out and about and digging through some of those bins they've got there. Last year, by the time we got into our 8 o'clock hour, the bins were empty. Now, I'm unsure exactly what's going to happen this year. Not sure exactly what the big shopping item is and what people are there looking for. But as you can see, it is packed. A lot of people are coming out. A lot of people got up early. A lot of people made the drive over there to Opry Mills. The rest of the mall will open up a little bit later this morning, but Bass Pro Shop is probably the only thing open over there, at least right now. Everything else opens up around 6 o'clock. That includes stores like Best Buy. They open up at 6 a.m. this morning.
A good start to the morning, too, if you're out early for your Black Friday shopping. And no weather that you're going to have to worry about for right now or really for the rest of the day either. It is going to be a calm and quiet day for us. A calm start on Broadway. Cool shot, though, with all these lights. It is still dark, obviously, and a little bit chilly. 44 degrees right here in Nashville. Still seeing the cloud cover, too. We are going to have quite a few clouds stick around with us, I think, through the rest of the day. Partly cloudy as we head throughout the day. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, all dry right now. This is a radar loop from over the past 3 hours, and it has kept us dry this morning, not seeing any rainfall. And as far as the fall goes, most areas not having to deal with any. We have just a little bit of that up in our very far northeastern areas, and that is about it. So overall, a good start to the morning, a whole lot different than yesterday morning. 30s and 40s are current temperatures. Again, 44 Nashville, 37 Clarksville, it's 36 right now in Cookeville. As we head on through the rest of the day, overall shaping up to be a good one. Want to show you the 7-day forecast real quick too. Early next week, high temperatures drop down to the mid 40s and upper 40s by Tuesday.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get out to well, this is not anything. It's Bradley Parkway. Bradley Parkway at Opry Mills Drive out there. That is where a lot of people will be using that exit there on the right-hand side of your screen. Everyone getting off at that exit right there is going to Opry Mills. Every single car. How do I know? Because it's the only place that exit goes. You can't get anywhere else using that. So we're expecting to see really busy traffic there a little bit later in the morning as we get closer to the opening of all the stores. Right now, it's just the Bass Pro Shop that is open over there at Opry Mills. A Fox 17 News alert to tell you about this morning as the TBI is now asking for your help finding 77-year-old Ronnie Sapp. They say Mr. Sapp was last seen in Monterey, Tennessee yesterday. He may be driving a silver 2017 Ford F-150 with a license plate number of 003BHNL and may be headed towards Florida. He was last seen wearing a green sweatshirt, blue jeans, as well as green shoes. Now, he has a medical condition that makes it difficult for him to get back to his home safely. If you've seen Mr. Sapp, you're asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Well, coming up, goodbye to Rosalind Carter. We're going to tell you about the plans for the nation as we say goodbye to the former First Lady. Plus a live look this morning across the city of Nashville. Thank you so much for starting your day with us right here on Fox 17 News this morning. We've got your weather, we've got your traffic, and we've even got it during the commercial break. All that information on the side and the bottom of your screen, it stays with you even through commercials like this one.
Attention homeowners.
5:39 is the time here on this Friday morning. President Joe Biden, as well as the Vice President Kamala Harris, plan to attend the memorial services for the former First Lady Rosalind Carter that is supposed to happen next week. They will be joined by their spouses on that trip on Tuesday down in Atlanta. Now, Carter died on Sunday at the age of 96 years old. Services for her will begin on Monday. The funeral will be on Wednesday. President Biden has ordered the flags to fly at half-staff in her honor across the country. Rosalind Carter, as well as former President Jimmy Carter, were married for 77 years. The 99-year-old former president has been in hospice care since February. Let's talk to Brett Lowdown. Look at your forecast here as a lot of people are trying to plan the weekend.
Justin, overall, a decent weekend for us, especially on Saturday. Sunday, a slight chance for showers. I'll show you that in a second. Here's what we have going on right now, though. Calm and quiet. No rain on the radar. Southern Kentucky and Middle Tennessee. It is all dry for us right now. Current temperatures not as bad as they could be either. Mid to upper 30s on into the low to upper 40s. We're one of the warmest spots right here in Nashville. We're in the mid 40s. We have some mid and upper 30s out a little bit further to the east. Later on today, I think we're looking at a very nice fall-like day. Mid 50s at noon. We're going to keep it in the 50s as we head through most of the afternoon, topping out at about 58, and that's going to put us right at average for this time of year. And as far as your weekend goes, Saturday we're dry. Waking up chilly, though. AM frost is going to be possible on Saturday, and then by Sunday, 54 degrees, a chance for showers, a pretty good chance for rain. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be a whole lot of it. Less than 1/10 of an inch expected across Middle Tennessee.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning here on your Black Friday. Let's take a look at a couple of shopping mall areas, shall we? This is the Bradley Parkway area down near Opry Mills, where a lot of people continue to use that exit, make that turn all the way around and down into the Opry Mills Mall area. Could be very busy here before the day is done. The other area we're watching here is I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. This is the first year that the Tanger Outlet is opened up. This is near the area that you would use to get to that exit. Traffic doing just fine out there so far this morning. Well, now that the holidays are in full swing, we're going to take a look at the travel predictions for the rest of this holiday season. And some medications could be putting your heart at risk. We're going to tell you what a brand new study has to say about commonly used ADHD medications.
This holiday season,
5:45 is the time, and AAA says more than 55 million Americans are expected to travel this long holiday weekend. Airport conditions and gas prices have improved, but there are still other factors that could disrupt those travel plans. Our national correspondent, Ultra Anashar, takes a look at what's in store for the rest of the holidays.
This holiday season will be one of high demand and high prices. Almost half of Americans are expected to travel between Thanksgiving and mid-January, and in ways that resemble life before the pandemic.
That's up from about 31% last year. So certainly feels like pre-COVID travel patterns.
One difference is the impact remote work has on the ability to travel, allowing for longer trips if you're able to spend a couple of days on your laptop.
That's an interesting trend that I think will continue to persist as long as employers give the flexibility to their employees to work remotely.
The cost to travel is still much higher than it was a few years ago. While the overall inflation rate has gone down, average domestic airfare has not.
According to the Department of Transportation, during the holidays in 2019, the average domestic ticket flying out of Chicago was $346, out of Atlanta, $368, Los Angeles, $372, and New York City's JFK, $428. Now, the department's latest data shows average prices have gone up between $30 to $50 in each city except New York. If you're driving to your destination, the national average gas price Wednesday was $3.28, according to AAA. Down 35 cents from last year, but up 69 cents from November 2019. Fingers crossed there won't be a repeat of last year when severe winter weather the week of Christmas caused airlines to cancel thousands of flights. Southwest in particular struggled to get back up and running.
Delayed, and then they were like, your flight's at 1:30 on Christmas Day. And we're like, okay, we'll stay. Then at 10 o'clock, they're like, sorry, canceled.
The airline was chastised by the Biden administration and members of Congress. Since then, Southwest says it's made operational improvements to avoid future disruptions. Airline executives, flyers, drivers, all hoping for a holiday season that's easier on their patients and their wallets. In Washington, I'm Atral Nishar reporting.
Fox 17 News investigates this morning. Nashville's Department of Transportation is expanding. We're talking about more meters, more hours we have to pay, and that also means more tickets and possibly more towing. Now, Fox 17 News' Dennis Ferrier is revealing what the rapid expansion of the department means for those living in the city or even just visiting Music City, including the towing policy that some people say is just unfair.
When I see something that is confusing, that's causing me and my little tiny community up here some issues, I want answers.
Well, Fox 17 News will investigate and have a complete report coming up on Sunday night at 9. Brett Luna is standing by right now with a look at your forecast here. And Brett, a lot of people wonder, okay, I'm getting out the door. It's Black Friday. Do I need an umbrella? Maybe just a thick coat? What else can get in people's way out there?
I'd say just take you a coat, no umbrella though. We are all good on the rain, so not going to have to worry about any of that. You know, we need the rain though.
We do need the rain.
It's been a minute since we've seen rain.
Things are crunchy out there.
I know. The drought conditions persist, but we're going to get a little bit of rain on Sunday. It's just not going to be a whole lot of it. I'll show you that here in a little bit. Calm start, though, for your morning on Broadway, like Justin was talking about. If you are heading out early, all you need is the jacket. Not going to need any sort of other stuff to make your way out early this morning. 44 degrees, that's our current temperature right here in Nashville. Still seeing a little bit of cloud cover, and those clouds are going to stick around with us as we head through the rest of the day as well. As far as any rain goes, Like we were just talking, southern Kentucky, middle Tennessee, it is all dry, and it's going to stay dry through the rest of the day. And the fog, too, we woke up to a lot of that yesterday. This morning, nearly all locations in the clear from that, maybe just a little bit lowered visibility up there in our far northeastern areas. Temperatures right now in the 30s and 40s, off to a chilly start for the morning, but not near as bad as it could be for this time of year. As far as any rain goes for us for the next couple of days, not expecting any of it. But then by the time we hit Sunday afternoon, we'll start to bring in a better chance for some showers. It is just not going to be a lot of rain. We need a good soaking rain. This is not going to be one of those. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rain for most areas here in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. 7-day forecast showing cooler conditions for early next week. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have high temperatures fall down to the mid and upper 40s.
Steer clear traffic out there this morning. We continue to follow things there near Opry Mills. That's where things are relatively calm out there this morning. No big problems for you if you're getting out there to the mall. Just know that you can have some company because every single person getting off at the exit and making the turn there is going to Opry Mills Mall. Every single person, because that's the only place that exit will take you. So heads up on that. Other than that, we're good to go. If you're going to Green Hills Mall instead, traffic looking okay. This is the exit you would use for that. I-440 at 21st Avenue there in the Green Hills area. Well, a new study has found that long-term use of some ADHD medications can raise the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, researchers in Sweden followed the medical records of thousands of individuals with that particular disorder for a number of years. They found that overall heart disease risk was 23% higher for people who used ADHD medication for more than 5 years compared to those who did not. Doctors commonly prescribe stimulants to treat ADHD, which is known to elevate blood pressure, making the heart work a little harder. Coming up here on Fox 17 News this morning, look at that fire burning out of control. This is in England. We're going to tell you how a crane operator made a daring rescue to make sure that one person got to safety. And a polar bear getting into the holiday spirit. We're going to tell you about a brand new toy that he just could not get enough of.
Alignment.
5:54 is the time. Live look there over downtown Nashville. You're taking a look at things from our LNC Tower. The LNC Tower is the big building with the LNC on it in downtown Nashville. It stands for Life and Casualty Building. It was the original skyscraper here in Nashville, towering over the city since 1959. But you're taking a look at things as it shows us there across the Cumberland River over into East Nashville. Brett Luna is going to tell us exactly how the forecast is going to shape up for your weekend coming up in just a few. Well, the CEO of Peloton is now apologizing to members after a Guinness World Record attempt faced some serious technical issues. Now, on social media, Barry McCarthy says more than 37,000 people took part in something called the Turkey Burn Ride yesterday. But he says many more could not access the event. Too many people participated for Peloton's capability online. So Pello Buddy says that the company was trying to set a record for the largest live cycling and running classes. The unaffiliated website is reporting that Peloton might have been able to hit their goals despite this issue, but that is unconfirmed at this point. Let's get to Brett Luna. He's taking a look at your forecast. If you want to pedal outside this morning.
It's good pedaling weather for you today. No rain that we're going to have to worry about. Temperature's not going to be too bad for you either. 58 degrees. That's the forecast high that I'm going with later on this afternoon. Average high this time of year is 58, so a very normal fall day for us. Overall, just nice conditions. Below normal temperatures, though, as we go through the next several days. Some days going to be quite a bit below normal. Saturday and Sunday, overall not too bad, though. 57 degrees on Saturday. By Sunday, we're down to the mid-50s. The big temperature drop comes in on a Monday. 46 the high Monday, 48 our high temperature on Tuesday. Then we're back to the mid-50s by the middle of the week. As far as any rain goes, none of that today, none of that tomorrow. And then by Sunday, that rain chance does start to go up a little bit better. A 60% chance for showers then. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we are going to be bringing those dry conditions back into the forecast.
Steer clear traffic. Take a look at your screen. That is Briley Parkway at Opry Mills Drive, and we are starting to see the slowdown. This is not the airport. It's not. It looks like the airport. It's not, though. It's Opry Mills Drive out there at Opry Mills, where the mall opens up at 6 o'clock, and people are trying to get there as quickly as they can. The long backup goes all the way there. You see it twirling around and then coming underneath Briley Parkway, and then it has to make its way over into the parking lot, and good luck trying to find a place to park with all of this going on. The backup is not as bad yet as it can be, but we'll keep an eye on it throughout the morning, let you know exactly the best way to go to steer clear if you need to. Let's take you to a crazy scene out of the United Kingdom. That is where a crane operator went above and beyond the call of duty as he tried to rescue a man from a burning high-rise building. The dramatic video captured the rescue in the town of Reading, that is in southern England. It shows a man getting into the cage of the crane on the roof of the building that was under construction. Now, that fire broke out on top, and then that man was trying to get to safety, but he had nowhere to go. That's when that crane operator stepped in, and he described the situation as a close call because of the windy conditions. A second man was also lifted from the building by crane. Both men were taken to the hospital for treatment. And I'm sure very thankful to be alive this morning. Well, a polar bear in Minnesota is celebrating with some brand new toys for Thanksgiving. Now, the bear is named Kulu. He played with pumpkins at the Minneapolis Zoo. Watch him there body slam the pumpkin, make sure it's good to, nice and frosty and wet there. Kulu was born almost 4 years ago on Thanksgiving of 2019. Thanksgiving of that year was on the 28th, which means Kulu is just short of its 4th birthday. Oh, he broke the toy, just like that. Anyway, we know 4-year-olds can be rather rambunctious. Let's talk about some of the other things happening out there as the social media website known as X, formerly known as Twitter, is making some news this morning. CEO Elon Musk has announced that the feature was returning the article headlines for that particular website. He removed headlines under a post of a link in early October. At the time, Elon Musk said it was because it would look better without them. But users have complained that without headlines, the post oftentimes will lack context. Now, Musk is currently under scrutiny for posts approving of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Our 6 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, we've got video from the body camera of a Murfreesboro police officer just before he opened fire on a robbery suspect.
And doors are now opening in this exact moment here at Tanger Outlets for Black Friday. We are going to talk to shoppers and have more details shortly.
And the shopping weather really not too bad this morning, just a little bit chilly. I saw everybody out there bundled up pretty well, but no rain that you have to worry about this morning. We do have rain in the forecast, though. I'll let you know when that arrives coming up.
All right, and watching steer clear traffic, this is going to be Briley Parkway at Opry Mills Mall. Wow. The backup is real out there. We're going to tell you the best ways to steer clear as you try to get your Black Friday shopping done. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland. It is a Black Friday just after 6 o'clock, and many of the malls across the mid-state have now opened up. That includes out in Antioch, as this is the very first Black Friday for the brand new Tanger Outlets, which has several malls already up and going right now. Let's get out to Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker. She's showing us the people in line who are now going into the stores.
Yeah, we've seen a few stores already open, and those customers just flooded in. Right now, what you're seeing behind me is Run It Back. We did see a few people. That's a shoe store We talked to a couple of people in that line about 30 minutes ago just to see what they're looking forward to getting. I know that this is going to be opening in just the next few moments. It does look like somebody is about to open that door and let people in, but this has probably been the longest line that we've seen here at Tanger Outlets. I know a lot of people have been sitting in their car. I want to show you the parking lot as well because there is so many cars here in this moment. Packed parking lot, definitely different than what we saw in the last couple of hours. When we first got here, there was only probably a dozen cars when we got here at around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Now it's completely packed. Not many parking spots left. A lot of these people were actually pretty smart because it is a little bit colder out here. They were waiting in their car with the heat on, and they waited until somebody went up and stood in that line at their favorite store before they got out too, and then they stood in line. But we are going to continue to update you guys here through the morning, and we'll talk to both the Tanger Outlets as well as more shoppers. Remember, those doorbuster deals, those exclusive deals, are going to be until noon. So all these stores where you're seeing people walking behind me in the parking lot, that's because all these stores are opening now at 6 a.m. Those exclusive deals till noon. But we do have that Black Friday deal and those other deals happening through the weekend. Tomorrow they'll open at 10 a.m. until 9. That will also be the case on Sunday. We'll catch up with you guys, though, in the next half hour when we start to see those shoppers. I know, David, if you pan right there, they're now starting to let people into the longest line that we saw here at the Tanger Outlets. But we are going to catch up with you guys in the next half hour after these people start to come out, and we could catch in with them on what they actually got. It does look like they're only allowing a few people in at a time right now. We'll also talk about the security efforts that are being made here as well. But for now, live in Antioch, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Kylie, thank you so much. Well, the Tanger Outlets there in Antioch is not the only place where Black Friday is in full swing. It's also happening with shoppers over at Opry Mills Mall inside the Bass Pro Shop. They've been opened up for about an hour now. That's where we find our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey, who is taking a look inside. Things seem to be relatively calm out there as people are just waiting in line to make their purchase now. Bass Pro Shop opened up their doors at 5 a.m. this morning. The rest of Opry Mills just opened up at 6 o'clock there at the top of the hour. They've got around 200 stores out there where thousands of people are going to be crowding in. As a matter of fact, we're going to have some updates about the traffic out there coming up here in just the next few minutes. Before we get to that, though, I want to bring you some breaking news out of Hardin County. That is where the search continues for a person in the water near the boat landing. This is in Saltillo. This is Hardin County. The fire department says they believe that the person was one of two people trapped in that car that drove into the water yesterday morning when the heavy fog was in that area. They say a second person in that car made it to shore safely. The car has also been recovered there from the water. We'll continue to try to find out more about this. Continuing coverage this morning as the Murfreesboro Police Department is now releasing body camera video from the attempted robbery of an armored truck at a local deli that ended with an officer shooting the suspect. Now, we're going to show you the video, but not the moments when the shots were fired. We are not showing that. Investigators say that the robbery suspect charged at those officers, and the suspect was carrying 2 knives at the time. You hear him giving that officer giving that suspect commands, but the suspect did not recognize those commands, did not obey, and they ended up shooting the 44-year-old man who's been identified as Stephen James Murphy. Police say that Officer Adam Claiborne is a 5-year veteran of the police department. He's the one who shot those shots there. He is now on paid administrative leave, which is routine for this kind of thing until the investigation is complete.
A nice and quiet start for us here across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky early this morning. Here's you a nice live look over Broadway, and really not much of anything going on right now. Early in the morning, 6:06 our current time, with a current temperature at 42 degrees. We still have the clouds. A lot of those clouds are going to stick around with us for the rest of the day. I think partly cloudy skies for us today. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, this is a radar loop over the past 3 hours showing hardly any rain. We are dry this morning, and we're going to keep it dry as we head through the rest of the day too. And we were just talking about the fog that we had yesterday. This morning, though, not waking up to near as much of that. Just a little bit of a foggy spot over here in our far northeastern counties, and that is about it. So overall, very nice conditions for you early this morning. Temperatures right now in the 30s and 40s, depending on where you're at. We have some mid-30s out a little bit further to the east. Temperatures later on this afternoon, we're going to keep it in the 50s throughout most of the day, topping out at 58, 54 on Sunday, and we also bring in a chance for some showers. It's not going to be a whole lot of rainfall, unfortunately, though. On Sunday, very low amounts expected, less than 1/10 of an inch. Monday and Tuesday, cooler with highs in the mid to upper 40s.
6:07 is the time. Let's take a look at that steer clear traffic out there this morning. This is going to be Briley Parkway at Opry Mills Drive. Okay, so the mall itself just opened up around 6 o'clock, and the slowdown is real. If you plan on going out there to Opry Mills, just know, based on the way the traffic is moving, and it's not moving much at all, it could take you a good 30 minutes just to park there at Opry Mills Mall, just to get there, get inside the mall and park. That's my estimate, as we'll continue to watch this. But this is the exit at Briley Parkway at Opry Mills, just the exit. Once you get around and down, you still have to find a place to park and then make your way inside the mall. We'll continue to watch things for you this morning, let you know exactly what happens there at the mall and if conditions improve. Well, coming up, a Kentucky train derailment means that a small town or two had to evacuate away from the dangerous gas that was released. We're going to have an update as people try to get back to their homes.
Friday's a good time.
Well, residents in central Kentucky can now return to their homes after being forced to evacuate following a train derailment that released hazardous toxins into the air. Our correspondent Jen Sullivan has an update on the situation and what's being done to clean up the mess.
A dangerous derailment in central Kentucky. At least 16 freight cars coming off the tracks. 2 of them were carrying molten sulfur, according to a statement from the train's operator, CSX. The crash sparking a fire. When mixed with flames, molten sulfur releases sulfur dioxide, a hazardous gas that's created the haze you see here.
Our concerns are with the public.
This happened north of Livingston, a small city about an hour south of Lexington on Wednesday afternoon. Instead of celebrating Thanksgiving as planned at home, many residents temporarily fled to arrange shelters.
We understand it's Thanksgiving. We understand it's difficult for anybody to leave their home, but their safety is our top priority.
According to the Environmental Protection Agency, short-term exposure to sulfur dioxide can cause respiratory issues, difficulty breathing, and be particularly harmful to children and people with asthma. The situation prompted Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear to declare a state of emergency, and mandatory evacuations were put into place. But it's still unclear what exactly caused this to happen.
Everything is still under investigation.
As of Thursday evening, the flames were finally put out, and residents were given the all clear to return home. CSX said in a statement that specialized equipment is still monitoring the air quality in that area. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
And it is a nice calm start to the morning for us here in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. Yesterday, there wasn't really any rainfall, but there was that potential for freezing fog. There was some dense fog too early yesterday morning. This morning, though, a very calm start for us on radar. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, it is all dry right here, and that is how it's going to stay for the rest of today too. Temperatures right now in the 30s and 40s, depending on where you're at. 36, Cookeville, one of the cooler spots. 39, McMinnville. 42, the current temperature here in Nashville. We're at 38 in Clarksville, 40 up in Hopkinsville early this morning. As you're heading out later on this afternoon, overall, a pretty good day for you. Very fall-like. We're going to have temperatures right around normal for this time of year. By noon, we're in the mid-50s. Upper 50s by 2 o'clock. I think 58 will be our high for today. 55 degrees by 4 o'clock. And then looking ahead to the weekend, Saturday looks pretty good. 57, off to a chilly start Saturday. Sunday, we bring in a 60% chance for some rain showers, so a good chance for rain. The only thing is, it is not going to be a whole lot of rain. Expecting around 1/10 of an inch or less for Middle Tennessee and Southern Southern Kentucky on Sunday. And we're also taking a look at traffic real quick, and this at I-40 at 46th Avenue looking pretty clear right now. Justin will be back here. He's going to give you a look at everything you can expect to get your day ready on the roads.
Attention homeowners.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. A live look there across downtown Nashville. You can see the sun starting to come up. Cloudy start there. That sun trying to break through, but so far hasn't been able to make it. Brent Luna will be along in a few moments to tell us about our high forecast, as well as if we're going to get any rain out of those clouds coming up in the next few minutes. Fox 17 News has an update this morning as authorities in Kentucky say that an escaped murderer is now back in custody. Now, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says that Samuel Baker was arrested in Butler County, Kansas on yesterday. They say that Butler cut off his ankle monitor and left his home with a gun on Wednesday morning. Baker was indicted for a murder charge back in April of 2021 and had been placed on home detention for the past few months, since August, as a matter of fact. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says that Mr. Baker was taken into custody in Kansas without incident. Samuel Baker, again, the name of the suspect. Let's talk about holiday travel and whether or not you were on the roads or in the sky. It certainly has been a very busy season so far, and we wanted to know if you were affected out there and how far you traveled. So, how far did you travel? As Brett and I has been talking about here, we've had people come to us. Didn't move. People came to us in our particular situation, but what about you? How long did it take you to get to your Thanksgiving destination this year? You can see, according to our poll, 53% of you didn't travel at all. You know, Nashville is a great place to be, so people coming here makes a lot of sense. Right. Makes a lot of sense. Less than an hour for 22% of you, more than an hour for 25% of you, and that's where Brett and I also come into play and have common ground, as we both have family come in that lasted more than an hour for their journey. Coming in.
You were way over an hour with your family.
Yeah, California is a little while away for some of my cousins who came in, and you have family coming in from, say it again, sir.
Well, they were at my grandparents' house in Mississippi.
Love it. If you want to chime in for yourself, you can go to our Twitter/X page. You can find us at Fox Nashville. All right, let's talk to Brett right now about your forecast. We saw the clouds up there in the sky. What does that mean? Is that, rain, right? Like it's going to rain?
Well, we just got to wait for it. But I'd rather have them way up there than way low like we did yesterday morning. It was so foggy yesterday morning for us. Even the potential for freezing fog, none of that to worry about, though. But that cloud cover will be sticking around with us as we head through the rest of the day. Partly cloudy skies, but no rain for today. That rain chance will start to pick up a little bit here in a couple of days. I'll show you that. But even then, not looking at much rainfall as it does move through. Live look over Broadway, a nice calm and quiet start for you this morning, and no weather issues that you're having to worry about. 42 degrees, our current temperature in Nashville, mostly cloudy skies, and again, that cloud cover will be sticking around with us for today. Southern Kentucky and Middle Tennessee, it is all dry for us right now, and that's exactly how we're going to keep it. As far as any of the visibility issues go, yesterday this map was lit up in red, especially out east, showing visibility is less than 1/4 of a mile. This morning, though, not having to deal with hardly any of that, just that one little pocket of visibility, and that just shrunk a little bit too. So just that one little pocket, visibility less than 1 mile or so. So overall, no bad issues for you. 30s and 40s current temperatures across Middle Tennessee and up into Southern Kentucky as well. And here's that rain chance that I was talking about. We're going to keep it dry for today and tomorrow. And then as we head on into Sunday, that's when we start to bring in that rain chance Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. It's just not going to produce a whole lot of rainfall for us. And we really do need the rain still. The drought situation still not looking good, especially south of I-40. And as far as rainfall totals go, less than 1/10 of an inch, 1/10 of an inch at most for some of these areas. This is not going to be a big rainmaker for us on Sunday. It's real quick showing you the 7-day forecast too. Monday and Tuesday, it's going to get cooler. Highs in the mid-40s. Monday, upper 40s for us on Tuesday.
Clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a good look at what's going on at I-40 at Spence Lane. Should make that drive in from the east side of town. As you can see, traffic moving along without problems. We're doing okay so far. We were seeing some serious slowdowns near Opry Mills a few moments ago when they just opened up their doors. Let's take you out there, see what we find. Hey, things are a lot better than what we saw before. So if you're going out to Opry Mills Mall, perhaps you have better luck finding parking now that you can actually get into the mall instead of sitting on the Briley Parkway until you can get there. We'll have the latest updates about other malls around town coming up here in a few minutes. The judge and clerk in former President Trump's civil fraud trial could have gotten hundreds of threats, according to the information we are seeing out there. This is the New York civil case against Donald Trump, his company, and some of his executives accused of inflating assets to secure deals. Now, court security says the threats are serious and credible. The threats have come after the former president publicly criticized court staff on social media. Across the state of Tennessee this morning, the National Park Service says it needs your help trying to identify the people that they say intentionally set a wildfire in East Tennessee. Now, investigators believe that 2 fires were started on Monday in Blount County. Now, this fire was started during a red flag warning and park-wide fire ban. The Rich Mountain Fire was declared that afternoon. It is currently contained, thankfully. The Park Service says that a white truck was seen leaving the Rich Mountain Trailhead around 10 a.m. on Monday morning. If you have any information, you are asked to contact the National Park Service. Their number is 888-653-0009. Coming up right here on Fox 17 News this morning, the Tennessee Volunteers take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. We're going to tell you why this game means a lot, especially for seniors.
Need a little extra cash?
6:24 is the time. An in-state rivalry gets pretty serious on Rocky Top coming up tomorrow afternoon as the Vols will play host to the Vanderbilt Commodores. Now, it's senior day for UT players who will be coming in with a bit of a chip on their shoulder after losing 2 games in a row to Missouri and to Georgia in the last couple of weeks. The Commodores not looking so hot. 2-9 is their record. And that's a big contrast with UT, who's 7-4. They'll play tomorrow afternoon starting at 2:30. Keep in mind, for seniors for Vanderbilt, this could be their very last college football game. And no, you're not imagining things. If you check the schedule, you may see a Nashville Predators game on this afternoon. The Preds are in St. Louis for a holiday matchup against the St. Louis Blues. The Preds, though, on a roll. They've won their last 3 straight games. They're 8-10 overall. The puck will drop up there at 2 p.m. Great time to have some holiday cheer with the Preds if you're with your family around the television this afternoon. Again, the Preds on the road in St. Louis. 6:25 is the time. Want to take a look at your forecast out there and get your weekend outlook up and going here. So for Saturday, looking for highs there in the mid to upper 50s, lows in the mid to upper 30s there on both Saturday and Sunday. Will be a chilly start on Saturday, but dry most of the day. We could have some afternoon showers on Sunday, though. Could that affect the Titans game? We'll see. Brett Luna will be along with us here in the next few minutes to tell us exactly when that rain on Sunday could move in. Steer clear traffic out there this morning. Let's get you to Opry Mills Drive out there at Briley Parkway, where things have calmed all the way down. About 30 minutes ago, this area was at a standstill as so many people were using the exit there for Opry Mills. Not so much right now. Looks like the Black Friday shoppers have already made their way in. We'll see what kind of deals they get coming up in a few minutes. Plus, we're going to tell you about the next big mall to open up. That's coming up here in about 30 minutes out in Williamson County.
Well, coming up, we're here at the Tanger Outlets, and we're going to talk to some shoppers and let you guys know everything that's going down here for Black Friday.
When I get asked what it...
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, happening now on Fox 17 News This Morning, shoppers are lining up for some Black Friday deals. We're going to head out to the Tanger Outlet as stores have now opened up. Plus, we're going to have good weather out there for your Black Friday shopping pleasures. This is a live look here across the city of Nashville. Cloudy, but comfortable, especially if you have a jacket. Brett Luna has the details coming up in a few. Steer clear traffic takes us down. Well, the page is loading, but there it is. This is I-65 at Moores Lane down there in the Cool Springs area. We're going to tell you about the big event taking place there in about 30 minutes in just a few. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, 6:30 here on your Friday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Justin McFarland. Jen Waddell has the day off. Well, Fox 17 News has an alert for you as the TBI is asking for your help to find a 77-year-old named Ronnie Sapp. They say Mr. Sapp was last seen in Monterey just yesterday. He may be driving a silver 2017 Ford F-150 with a license plate number of 003BHNL. He could be going to the Florida area. According to his family, he was last seen wearing a green sweatshirt, blue jeans, and green shoes. Now, Mr. Sapp has a medical condition that makes it difficult for him to find his way back home safely. If you have seen him, you're asked to call the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. It is the very first Black Friday for the brand new Tanger Outlets, and people are already up and about doing some shopping. Some of them have been there since 3 a.m. this morning. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker joins us live as she's talking with some of those shoppers.
Yeah, I mean, these two best friends at 6:30, mall's only been open for 30 minutes. They've already hit up 2 stores, and they're going to continue after this. So this is Brianna and Jamari. They're 2 best friends, as I mentioned. Brianna, Brianna slept in a little bit late. Jamari got here earlier. Talk about when you woke up and when you got here. You said as long as you're here, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I almost didn't come, but I wanted to come hang out with my best friend, so I went ahead and got up. I'm honestly just trying to catch the deals, do some Christmas shopping for my family, so yeah.
And maybe yourself.
Oh, yeah, this first stop was for me, for sure.
And Jamari, tell me a little bit about where you hit up and what you got.
So we first went to American Eagle. We got some good jeans and some sweaters, really good deals. Go check it out.
And Leslie, too, you mentioned you're not stopping. I mean, if you're up, you're not stopping. So where are you going to next?
Definitely Bath and Body Works and UGG, and Coach is my favorite, so I'll definitely be at Coach.
What are you most looking forward to about today, Jamari?
Honestly, Nike, and just hanging out with family, keeping up traditions. It's really fun.
And are you tired at all?
Absolutely. Yes.
Coffee? Do you have coffee?
Not yet.
Are you tired?
I'm good. I'm running on fumes.
Pure adrenaline when you're shopping out here. Well, thank you guys so much for speaking with us. We're going to keep you guys updated in the next half hour. Keep in mind those exclusive deals happen until noon today. But again, we'll catch up with you later. For now in Antioch, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Kylie, thank you so much. Well, let's talk about another place that's welcoming in their shoppers this morning, and that's out at the Opry Mills Mall. That's where we find our photojournalist, Kevin Mumphrey, who's out there taking a look at some of those shoppers. That's the Nike store, as they have just opened up their doors a short time ago. They opened up at 6 o'clock. You can see quite a few shoppers making their way inside there. Security also very present at a lot of these stores there this morning, but it looks like not overcrowded, just a nice crowd, busy for sure there at the Nike store and many other locations there across Opry Mills, as they've got around 200 stores out there, and the traffic was backed up early on. We're going to try to talk with some of the shoppers there about what they're looking for. As you see a few people already carrying bags out of the mall at 6:34 in the morning.
And And a good start for you for the morning, too, if you were one of those that were heading out to the malls early. No weather issues that you had to worry about. We had the thick fog yesterday. This morning, though, none of that really, except maybe just a little bit up in our far northeastern areas. But for most of us, very calm and quiet. Live look over Broadway for you, and it is a calm start to the morning out there on Broadway. Temperatures a little bit chilly, 42 degrees, mostly cloudy, and these clouds are going to stick around with us through the rest of the day. I think we're looking at partly cloudy skies later on today, and you're seeing that green and orange and red and everything pop up. That is not rain, though. So southern Kentucky, middle Tennessee, it is all dry. That just popping up on that most recent radar scan. But dry conditions here. We're going to keep it dry as we head through the rest of the day, too. Here's your fog visibility tracker right now, and just that small little patch up there in our northeastern counties. Otherwise, a calm start to the morning. Real quick, want to show you the 7-day forecast, too. And it's going to get cooler. Monday and Tuesday, we'll have high temperatures dropping down to the mid and upper 40s.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a good look here at I-65 at Moores Lane. This is as you make your way in through the Franklin area through Cool Springs. I was just looking it up a short time ago. We can tell you that the Cool Springs Galleria is going to open up at 7 o'clock this morning. So that's 25 minutes from now is when the Cool Springs Galleria, that Macy's and other stores out there are going to open up their doors. So, of course, we'll continue to watch the exits, let you know about any traffic tie-ups that happen. But right now, looking very nice as you make your way out and about across the mid-state here this morning. Well, actor Jamie Foxx is being sued. We're going to break down exactly what he's been accused of doing. And saying goodbye to a former First Lady, Rosalynn Carter. Coming up in just a few moments, we're going to tell you about several days worth of memorial services. 6:38 is the time here for you on this Friday morning. Actor Jamie Foxx is now facing sexual assault and battery charges. According to a new lawsuit that was filed, a woman who's only being identified as Jane Doe in the court paperwork claims that Jamie Foxx sexually assaulted her at a New York City restaurant in 2015 and used force in order to touch her. Now, the complaint accuses Jamie Foxx of looking intoxicated at the time. She is seeking an unspecified amount of money. Let's move on to other news this morning as President Biden as well as Vice President Kamala Harris are planning to attend the memorial services for the former First Lady of the United States, Rosalynn Carter. That's coming up next week. Now, they will be joined by their spouses in Atlanta on Tuesday. Carter died on Sunday at the age of 96 years old. Services will begin on Monday. Her actual funeral will be on Wednesday. President Biden has ordered the flags to fly at half-staff in her honor. She was married to the former President Jimmy Carter for 77 years. Meanwhile, the 99-year-old former president has been in hospice care since February. Let's get over to Brett Luna. Look at your weekend forecast as you just try to deal with some of the cold and maybe the rain, maybe.
Just a little bit of rain. I think we're going to get rain, but just not a whole lot of it. We'll look at that here in just a second. But radar right now, not showing any sort of rain. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, all dry. You see it, though, right there. Some of those just recent oranges and yellow colors popping up on the radar. Not actual rainfall. I think that's probably just some of those birds that are waking up and headed out for the morning. But no rain here. We are all dry. Current temperatures in the 30s and 40s. 42, our current temperature in Nashville. We do have some 30s out further to the east. A little bit higher temperatures over to the west. As we go through the rest of today, not shaping up to be too bad of one for you. I think we're going to be in the 50s throughout much of this afternoon. 56 at noon, and we're going to keep it in the 50s as we go through the rest of this afternoon. It's going to put our temperatures right at normal for this time of year. Your weekend outlook also not bad at all either. Upper 50s Saturday, Sunday at 54, dry Saturday, and then by Sunday, that'll be when we bring in a chance for some showers. Not expecting any thunderstorms and no heavy rain either. This is just going to be some very light rain showers that move through on a Sunday.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look here at I-65 at Moore's Lane. This is over in the Franklin area. As you can see, traffic moving along without problems. The Cool Springs Galleria opens up in about 20 minutes. This is a popular area where people use that exit to get to out there. So if you're headed that direction, no big problems for you out there in that direction. Let's get to I-40 at White Bridge Road. This is over in West Nashville. No big problems out there either. Not even the trucks are sleeping this morning. They're out and either off work or moving on. But we're not seeing them sleeping on the shoulder like we normally do around this time of the day. Well, the holidays are underway. We're going to take a look at the travel predictions for the rest of this holiday season. Plus, some medications could be putting your heart health at risk. We're going to tell you what a brand new study has to say about commonly used ADHD medications.
Get on.
6:44 is the time. AAA says more than 55 million Americans are expected to travel on this long holiday weekend. Airport conditions and gas prices have improved, but there's still other factors that could disrupt plans. National correspondent Ultra Anashar takes a look at what's in store for the rest of the holidays.
This holiday season will be one of high demand and high prices. Almost half of Americans are expected to travel between Thanksgiving and mid-January, and in ways that resemble life before the pandemic.
That's up from about 31% last year. So certainly feels like pre-COVID travel patterns.
One difference is the impact remote work has on the ability to travel, allowing for longer trips if you're able to spend a couple of days on your laptop.
That's an interesting trend that I think will continue to persist as long as employers give the flexibility to their employees to work remotely.
The cost to travel is still much higher than it was a few years ago. While the overall inflation rate has gone down, average domestic airfare has not.
According to the Department of Transportation, during the holidays in 2019, the average domestic ticket flying out of Chicago was $346, out of Atlanta, $368, Los Angeles, $372, and New York City's JFK, $428. Now, the department's latest data shows average prices have gone up between $30 to $50 in each city except New York. If you're driving to your destination, the national average gas price Wednesday was $3.28, according to AAA. Down 35 cents from last year, but up 69 cents from November 2019. Fingers crossed there won't be a repeat of last year when severe winter weather the week of Christmas caused airlines to cancel thousands of flights. Southwest in particular struggled to get back up and running.
Delayed, and then they were like, your flight's at 1:30 on Christmas Day. And we're like, okay, we'll stay. Then at 10 o'clock, they're like, sorry, canceled.
The airline was chastised by the Biden administration and members of Congress. Since then, Southwest says it's made operational improvements to avoid future disruptions. Airline executives, flyers, drivers, all hoping for a holiday season that's easier on their patients and their wallets. In Washington, I'm Ultra Anashar reporting.
6:46 is the time. The people who live in Iceland are now breathing a bit easier this morning. This is now that authorities have downgraded an emergency level of concern about the potential of a volcanic eruption. Now, earlier this month, people who live in a town very close to the volcano were on edge as they had to be evacuated from their homes when authorities declared a state of an emergency there. The region was shaken by hundreds of small earthquakes every day for more than 2 weeks. Scientists detected a buildup of the lava about 3 miles underground. 3 miles underground. They say the likelihood of a sudden eruption has been decreasing every day since. However, they're still going to continue to monitor the activity there in Iceland. Amazing video showing up there. Brent Luna has a look at our forecast right back here in the United States and here in Tennessee, as we're not looking at volcanoes, but we are looking at the possibility of maybe some rain, which we would need.
We really need it, but unfortunately, Justin, I just don't think it's going to be a whole lot of it.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to get it, but it's going to be a very small amount. That's really not going to put a dent.
Put it on the Christmas list.
Yeah, we need it.
We're looking for it here.
Hopefully,
Santa, can you help us out a little bit, maybe?
That's what we need. Hopefully, we'll get it eventually, but this rain chance on Sunday is not going to be the one that's going to help us out with the drought situation, but we will get a few showers, though, still. Right now, here's your live look over Broadway, and it is a calm start to the morning right here in Nashville. It is cloudy, too, though, and we're going to be keeping those clouds around with us as we head through the rest of the day, so partly cloudy skies for us later on today. 42 degrees, that's our current temperature right here in Nashville. Overall, a decent start to the morning, not having to deal with any of that fog that we had yesterday morning. Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, it is all dry. We're seeing that green pop up right there on radar, but that is not rainfall. Right now I'm thinking that's just those birds that were waking up and heading out early this morning. So no rain that we're having to worry about, and we're going to stay dry for Saturday too. Visibility not really an issue for nearly any of us early this morning. Yesterday it was the thick fog, even the potential for some freezing fog. This morning a whole lot calmer though. 30s and 40s, those are our current temperatures. 37 Cookeville, 39 McMinnville, 39 as well up in Clarksville, 40 the current temperature up in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. So overall, not too terrible for this time of year. And as far as the rain chance goes, we're not going to stop future track until Sunday. This is Sunday early in the afternoon. I think that's when our western areas will start to see some of these showers try to move in. That'll keep on sliding to the east. But again, this rain that we're expecting on Sunday, this is going to be very, very light. Rainfall amounts as of right now, I think we're going to see these remain below 1/10 of an inch for nearly everybody. Some areas barely picking up 1/100th of an inch of rain. So very light rain on Sunday. No rain today. 56 by noon, 53 your temperature by 5 o'clock. 58 our high today, 57 Saturday, off to a chilly start Saturday morning. And then it's going to bring in some colder air Monday and Tuesday. Highs in the mid-40s Monday, upper 40s for us on Tuesday.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
F-18s flew above the clouds in Missoula last week in advance of a flyover at the Montana State football game. A squirrel in Illinois ate its way into a pumpkin, no word if it's still inside. A gorgeous sunrise over a foggy valley stands in contrast to the silhouette of a dead tree. And talk about peaceful. This drone captured amazing sunset shots over Lake Tahoe. Happy Thanksgiving.
.650 is the time. Let's take a look at your steer clear traffic out there. This is going to be I-24 Haywood Lane. Should make that drive through the Antioch area. No big problems out there this morning. We can see some difficulty during the normal rush hour with the drive through Antioch, but today we're not seeing anything heavy. We saw some heavier traffic near Opry Mills, but that too has since cleared up. This is 65 at 24. See a lot more trucks out there on the roads than I did the same time yesterday, so some of our 18-wheeler friends are back out there with us. We'll continue to watch the roads here for you this morning, but so far we are looking very nice out there as far as accidents are concerned. A new study has found long-term use of certain types of ADHD medications can raise the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, researchers in Sweden have followed the medical records of thousands of individuals with that particular disorder for a number of years. They have found that overall heart disease risk was 23% higher for people who used ADHD medication for more than 5 years compared to those who did not. Now, doctors commonly prescribe stimulants to treat ADHD, which are known to elevate blood pressure. They also make the heart work a little harder. Possible good news for drivers filling up at the pump over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Gas prices could be dropping even more. This is following the plunge in oil prices on Wednesday after a scheduled meeting of the biggest oil producing nations was delayed. Now, the oil cartel member nations, OPEC, you may know them, were expected to discuss further cuts to the global supply at the OPEC Plus meeting, but it has now been postponed until November the 30th. As of right now, U.S. drivers are paying around $3.28 for a gallon of gas, as according to AAA, but you can find it much lower than that across the midstate. Well, put down your cereal and check out this video coming in from England. We're going to tell you how a crane operator stepped in to save some lives as that fire burned out of control. Plus, a polar bear gets into the holiday mood. We're going to tell you about his brand new toy that he just got for Thanksgiving.
It's time for another